I have truly never seen anything like this before. Hello friends, welcome back to another video here. My name is Colleen and I am a fad diet-free dietitian, and today I'm gonna show you a brand spankin' new meal planner app that is gonna blow your socks off. Buckle up, buttercups. Now, I have always been pro meal planning, but it's looked quite different over the years. If you're a regular around here, you know how I'm all about having no food rules and eating intuitively without following strict diets or restrictions. But that was not always the case for me. Meal planning for me, way back in the day, during and just after college, was a way for me to control what I ate, for me to try to eat as little as possible. Definitely not enough for a grown adult. It left me hungry and cranky, and you know the cliche where they say you can't live a full life on an empty stomach? Well, they say it for a reason. It's true. Well, at least you can't live a happy and healthy one. But today, as an intuitive eater with no food rules, I see meal planning as an act of self-care, a way to provide my body with the nourishment that it needs to help fuel it in the way that it deserves, to respect and appreciate it. And it also helps me reduce stress, because the last thing I want to do after a long day is to make another decision and to figure out, possibly have to run to the store of what are we gonna have for dinner. Plus it reduces food waste and it saves you monies. I literally plan in desserts. I don't skip on carbs because our bodies need and want them. They're our preferred fuel energy source. I don't try to eat 100% clean or ignore my cravings that I have. And if I feel like I want to deviate from it, that's okay. Like I said, it's a form of self-care now, not self-control, which always just backfires. And meal planning is also super important to actually strengthen your body's hunger and fullness cues, which is super important if you're working on shifting away from diet culture and working on being able to eat intuitively. Learning to listen to your body instead of following diet plans, which don't work. The research actually shows that they make us wind up eating more, make us feel out of control, and gain weight in the end. But when you learn to listen to your body and make your own food choices, this has been shown to increase your self-regulation of food intake, increase your healthy eating, feeling in control, and decrease thoughts of food throughout the day. Get rid of the obsessive thoughts of food. Here, let me explain it this way. So let's go ahead and take a second and pretend that your body is like a car. In order for your body to run and function, we have to make sure that it gets the right fuel and the right maintenance to do so. You got to take it for an oil change, put the right type of gasoline in, put some wiper fluid in there. I'm not going to pretend like I know cars super well, guys, but you get the idea. And same thing with our bodies. If we want to get to a place where our bodies are giving us strong enough hunger and fullness cues to follow, we have to make sure that we're giving them the right maintenance and the right fuel for them to do so. And this is especially important after we have gone through periods of dieting or following food rules, because that really makes our bodies all kinds of wonky. So if we just try to listen to those hunger and fullness cues right off the bat without thinking about what kind of maintenance or TLC does my body need to strengthen those hunger cues, of course our cues are going to be all over the place and probably lead us astray, because dieting made them all wonky. It's kind of like if your car had like a muffler that was going to fall off and it needed an oil change, probably not going to run super reliably, right? And if we just keep saying, oh, I just need to try harder to listen to my body when those cues are all wonky, it's kind of like taking a rundown car that's not working real great, putting a pro race car driver in it and saying, oh, you just need to drive better. That makes no sense. Now, the issue that I was having, and what most people have with meal planner apps, is that they tend to push diet culture, being too low calorie or too low carb, making them unsustainable. And they only focus on telling you what to eat, and they don't teach you how to eat. What happens if you go to a party or a potluck or on vacation and you have to decide for yourself what to eat? What are you gonna do then? The meal planner app hasn't taught you how to eat. Until now. Okay, so I am going to give you a full rundown of this truly revolutionary meal planner app. So firstly, it's flexible with how you use it. You can plan for specific times, like if you have a certain lunch break that you have to take, or you can also plan more generally for times of day if you just want to be able to allow more flexibility or to more naturally follow your hunger and fullness cues. You can just jot a quick note if you like, where you can just jot something down, maybe like going out for brunch Brunch with Susan, or I'll also use the quick note feature for my grocery list. So I will make it for the day that I'm planning to go grocery shopping, and then throughout the week I'll just add things to it. I remembered to get salt and ginger this week, things I would not have done had I not made that quick note. You could also decide if you are someone who struggles to eat, like maybe you're like a busy mom, or maybe you have ADHD, or the workday just takes time away from you. You can use this to say just plan to check in with breakfast. And the cool part is you can also set a reminder to give yourself a gentle push notification sent right to your phone. Now, the other option here is to plan more specific items. There is a whole huge recipe index in here, and you can also add your own items and throw any links in here that might be needed that maybe you found on Pinterest that you want to try. You can also set reminders here. So I did this the other day. I was making a coleslaw as part of dinner, and I like to have that sit and like really marinate in itself a little bit before I eat it. Just one of those things that gets better with time. So I set a reminder to do that prep. You can also, if something needs to bake, you can set yourself a reminder to throw it in the oven. Super, super helpful. You can also save recipes in here that you love for easy access. The strawberry cheesecake smoothie in there, if you guys watch my channel, you know I love that recipe. I make it all the time, so it's right in my favorites. Easy planning. Now, here is the really revolutionary part of all this. All of your planned meals or reminders are hooked up to a journal reflection entry so that you can reflect on the experience, the recipe, how it felt. This, you guys, this is how you learn how to eat. What felt good, what didn't, what you might change for next time. This is how you learn to not diet. This is how you learn to find balance. This is how you learn to eat with no food rules. Now, we could do a whole other video on the reflection process in total, but if you download the app, you'll see it in there and you can give it a go. It's very intuitive. It'll guide you through everything. Now, another revolutionary part about this is that you can also plan movement and self-care and something called an end of day reflection. Now, when we talk about health and wellness and well-being, all of those things are connected. So we actually don't want to just focus on food. And that end of day reflection is super cool, especially if you are not really into reflecting on maybe everything throughout the day, which I really don't recommend you reflect on every single thing. Really focus on the things that went well and the things that didn't go so well. Don't get obsessive with it. But this end of day reflection really allows you to, I recommend saying 1 to 3 things that went well, 1 to 3 things that didn't, and then it'll prompt you, okay, based on this, is there anything you want to plan for tomorrow? Such a cool feature, you guys. I do it every single day. Literally, I get into bed at night and I do my end of day reflection. It's just part of my routine and it's so helpful. Okay, so here are a couple quick tips for you if you are looking to get started with this meal planner app, which you can do for free, by the way. I'll put the link in the description. So you don't need to plan everything. I would say just plan the things that are gonna be the most helpful for you. Again, this is all from a place of self-care, not self-control. For example, I tend to just plan my meals or things that need to be prepped, whereas snacks, I don't necessarily like plan those in. I know I have some things on hand. I'm able to follow my hunger and fullness cues. There's not really much prep needed for those. So I really just kind of do, okay, what am I gonna have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, those sorts of things. Be flexible with it. If you want to deviate, go for it. Follow your body's cues. If you need more food or less food than what you planned, honor that. Adjust. Then reflect and learn to improve. Once you do the reflections that are in this meal planner app, you can save them as impactful ones, as lessons learned or feel good faves. Then you can look back on, which can be super, super helpful for the next time that you do your meal planning. So you can really hone into what makes me feel good, what doesn't, and really refine it for you, because every single person is different. And this is gonna help you get to that place where you're finding what works for you versus just following an app that tells you what to eat. You learn how to eat. All right, guys, I hope you love this meal planner app literally as much as I do. I spent so long creating this and I am so happy to finally be sharing it with you guys. The link for you to download, like I said, you can get started with it for free. It's linked in the description. Plan a few recipes for the week, add your own, do some reflections, and you will be on your way to learning how to eat with no no food rules. You will literally never need another diet plan again. You'll be able to easily find balance with your food choices and feel better than ever. Be sure to leave a comment on this video with any questions that you might have or what you think about it. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. We talk all about how to not diet, how to live with no food rules, find balance, honor your mental, physical, emotional, all of your well-being, because you are a total person, not just a food and nutrient input and output. There's way more to it than that. All right, guys, I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.